Merry meet everyone. Um, my name is Houston. Welcome to my channel. Today, I just got off my first job this morning. Fridays are my busiest days. And today I kind of wanted to do a book haul, kind of like what I'm reading and what I've been up to, and present to you guys some maybe future topics that I would want to talk about on my channel and see what you guys think. Um, First off, how's everyone doing? I hope you guys had a great week, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Um, So yeah, I am a little tired. So if I'm talking a little slow or things like that, I'm just my first job always is kind of draining. So I take the time between this job, the first one, and my full-time job just to rest and relax. And I thought that today would be a perfect time to, or this moment would be a perfect time to shoot a video for my YouTube channel. So first thing that I want to talk about is kind of do a book haul slash what I'm reading. For me, I have many books at a time. If I could turn my camera and turn my laptop and show you my all my books, I have books scattered everywhere that I have started and stopped halfway in between, and then pick them up later when I feel like I need to start reading that again. I start and stop so many books that it's crazy, but that's kind of how I learn. But the first book that I've gotten, and I've gotten all these guys online, I've got them super cheap, I can tell you the prices. Um, the first one that I found super interesting online, and I've been studying this for a while, is actually The Essence of Shinto by Motohisa Yamakage. Um, so this is really a really good book. I've only got like a quarter of the way through it, but I am steadily reading this. Um, and it basically talks about how Shinto came around, or how it came about. Shinto doesn't have any doctrines, any holy persons. It's more of a path that I want to follow, the way of the kami and the way of the gods of the land, um, and respect for nature. And they do view each thing as sacred and each thing as a god. They have an all higher power, or not an almighty, but they have like a sun goddess, Amaterasu, and a moon god, Saratahiko, I think that's his name. Don't quote me, but I think that's his name. And they have different kami, and they have like a myriad of different kami or gods that they worship for different things. But I really find the Shinto path really interesting, and if you're interested in this, this is a great book. I got this off of eBay, and I paid. I usually hate eBay. I don't like auctioning stuff, and it wasn't an auction. It was a buy now for $2.60, and I paid like a couple bucks in shipping. So altogether, I paid like under $5 for it. So it was a great deal. Um, the next books, I'll go in order of what I got. The next book I got off Amazon for $1.50. I paid $3.99 shipping and handling, but it's a huge book. It's actually the Encyclopedia of Magical Creatures, the the ultimate A to Z of fantasy beings from myth and magic by John and Caitlin Matthews. I paid $1.56 for this, $3.99 shipping and handling. This is like brand new. It talks about A to Z. I don't know if you can see. Oh, well, I opened it. I lost my bookmark, but that's okay. It goes into details on each separate like monster or creature. And it talks about monsters throughout history and and why there are monsters, so to speak. Um, It's a very interesting read, and I've picked this up here. I'm going to try to read it from front to cover, or just pick out a particular letter and go find something interesting. This has been a super interesting read. It's been on my wish list for a long time, and I finally had the extra money to get it and not, feel bad about it. So, oh, and by the way, if you guys ever see these in stores, it's awesome. You should try these sodas. These sodas are great. I know it's a soda, but they're awesome. So excuse me. The next book I got off Amazon, the same time I got the Encyclopedia for Magical Creatures, is actually the Encyclopedia of Vampires and A to Z of the Undead. And I paid 60 cents for this with $3.99 shipping and handling. And this is basically like brand new. It talks about famous authors that have brought around vampires. It talks about vampirism as a disease, as a virus. It talks about psychic and energy vampires. Um, it talks about different myths and stories that include vampires through all throughout time. I think it also talks about Mesopotamia. That was like the first recorded instance of a vampire. Um, it talks about it being a spirit, being a physical being, or being a shadow person. It's a very interesting book. It's another one that I'm taking my time to read and actually sit down and read through it. It's a great read. If you're interested in vampires and the undead, I highly recommend the Element Encyclopedia of Vampires. So, all right, the next couple of books I got a couple days ago. I'm a book whore. I always buy books, but I've only started reading one of these books, one of the set, and this is the first one I'm going to show you. It's the Emerging Dream Healer: A Guide to Healing, the Guide to Healing and Self-Empowerment by Adam. This is actually the second book in his series. The first book is called The Dream Healer, which I do not have. Within my next 2 paychecks, I'm going to get it off Amazon. I found it on Amazon for like a penny, so I'll probably get that. But this is a really great book if you're interested in energetic healing and healing the self. And that's why I study Reiki, is to mostly help others, but also help myself at the same time. I suffer from Crohn's disease. I'm in remission now, but I still have bouts of it. And I also suffer from anxiety and depression. So being able to help others and also help myself kind of gives me a sense of fulfillment, I guess you could say. And so I've studied healing almost as much as I've studied divination. These are the 2 reasons why I came to paganism, which was the divination aspect was the first one, and then the healing aspect, energetic healing, and homeopathy, that's a word. Those were the 2 reasons that I came to paganism. The magic is kind of like an added bonus, But this is a really good book. It's very simple, very easy to read. I do believe Adam, I think it's a pseudonym, but he wrote these books when he was in high school. The first book I know he wrote when he was in high school because it talks about him when he was in high school. I think this makes reference while he was in high school. And I find it super interesting that high schoolers have this much knowledge on healing. It's just so far it's a fantastic read. Very, very easy to understand. It's nothing complicated. It's a lot of healing books they get into, and I'm not saying that anatomy is difficult, but if someone who's never studied anatomy before and an author jumps right into it like like you have a degree in it, it can get kind of confusing, and he doesn't do that. He talks about it in a very simplistic forms, and more in different ways of using energy to heal. Like one of the cool ways that I saw in the back, I skipped ahead, in the back, one way to heal joint pain was, he said, to bring up the hologram, and that's how he does distant healing. He looks at a person and automatically he visualizes this hologram of the person, and the areas of the hologram that kind of glow in his mind's eye with different colors kind of mean different things. Like it could be, let's say for me, if I was doing a hologram of someone who had really, really, really bad knee pain, that hologram would show that their knees would be blood red or pulsating red. And what I would do, and what he suggests to do, is to shoot lightning bolts to the knee to kind of alleviate and static the pain, and then visualize a needle with white liquid going in and acting like a WD-40 to move it, and then visualize like puppet wires from the ankle to the bottom of the knee to pull the knee up and bend it slowly, and watch its movements ease and the pain ease off. I thought that was a very interesting and very cool technique and visualization to do. So yeah, that's his book. So far he's a great. It's a great, and it comes with. He does do. He references a lot of his figures, or he references to, and they're all in the center. So he'll say like reference to figure 8 or figure 9, and he had an artist read what he wanted and drew all these and created all these images, and they're beautiful and they're very. They help you visualize what he's asking, what he's or recommending you to do. And with these books, I actually turned 2 books in at a local bookstore that I had credit at already. And once you turn 2 books in, you get a book free. And I already had a book free, so I think that was one of my. I think that was one of my free books. Yes, that was one of my free books. Um, the second book was part of the credit, so I didn't really pay for it. But it's The Path of the Dream Healer. That's his third book in his series. I have not started reading this, so I can't really tell you if it adds on. There's a lot of underlining, so I guess the person who used this last time really liked this book, which I don't mind. I don't really care if people underline or highlight in books. I do it, so I don't doesn't mind as long as they don't scratch stuff out. That's where I have a problem. Um, you know, so I don't know really much about this, but it still has diagrams and pictures and things too in here. So I'm really excited to finish this book, and then go on to this book. I'm sorry for the light. I'm sitting right under my bedroom light. The next book was part of the credit. My phone buzzed. Hold on, my phone buzzed. Sorry, I need to see what's going on. Okay, don't really care about that. All right, that's funny on Facebook. All right, so the next one was still part of my credit, or one of the books I paid for. I only paid altogether. I paid $2 to $4 and something, because I also bought a wooden fan, which I don't have with me. But it's one of the Chinese fans, but it's balsamic wood. It's very pretty, very gorgeous. I took it with me to work yesterday. I love it. I love Chinese and Japanese fans. They're just it's something that my grandmother used to collect them, and I have a lot of hers. And it's just it. I love them, and I may do a video talking about videos. I may do a video of using those types of fans in magic, because I do use a fan like that in my witchcraft, my craft. So, um, excuse me. So this book, I think this is one of the books I paid for. Um, I think so, but it was only $2.99, so it wasn't really a lot. But it's actually called Angel Energy: How to Harness the Power of Angels in Your Everyday Life, by John Rudolph Price, best-selling author of The Angels Within Us. And I actually work a lot with angels in my healing and my protection. When I do, um, usually when I have a ritual that I do like once a week, or maybe twice a week, I do the kind of lesser banishment ritual, the pentagram, and I invoke the 4 archangels, the directions, as a protection of the property, and of myself. But I also call on different archangels during my healing sessions, on myself and on others if I'm doing distant healing. Like I call on Archangel Michael. He helps with cutting cords. Also helps with releasing fear-based attachments. Um, I call on Raphael to work with auric cuts, holes in the aura, also to kind of enhance and bring about a ease in the healing, so it's not very traumatic, and help with emotional healing. Um, I call on him and Gabriel for emotional healing and things like that. And then I also call on Angel Uriel um, when I'm dealing with someone who is grieving a loss of someone or a loss of something. Angel Uriel is what you consider the angel of death. He is in the western quadrant, the water realm. He is of himself very, very kind and very gentle in nature. He is not scary. He is the one that guides the souls to the afterlife or the afterplane, depending on what mythology you believe in. So Archangel Uriel is seen in many different forms, but I call on him as Uriel. So yeah, I can also do another video on working with archangels or working with angel energy as well. I have not started reading this yet, but it caught my attention multiple times when I went to that bookstore and it was still there this time. And I was like, you know what? If it's there this time, I'm grabbing it. And so it was there and I grabbed it. So yeah. The next book, only $1. This was definitely one of my freebies. It's a hardback book. It's called The Way of the Wizard by Deepak Chopra. I don't know if you can read that. The Way of the Wizard by Deepak Chopra. I have read a little bit. It's actually, on the inside, it says 20 Spiritual Lessons in Creating the Life You Want by Deepak Chopra, if I'm saying that right. If I'm not, I apologize. He's written other books like Creating Health, The Return of Rishi, Quantum Healing, Perfect Health, Unconditional Life, Ageless Body, Timeless Mind, Journey into Healing, Creating Affluence, Perfect Weight, Restful Sleep, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success, The Return of Merlin, which that's a book I'm going to get now. I didn't see that. I will get that. I'm a big Merlin fanatic. Boundless Energy and Perfect Digestion, which I'm going to get that too because I have a stomach issue. So I have more books to look up. So this is always good. But I have not. It seemed really interesting, and the Way of the Wizard title caught me. I love the title of Wizard. I really attuned to that title very well. I just love the title and the imagery that goes with the wizard archetype. I mean, I still call myself a witch, but I also like to call myself a wizard every now and then. Depends on my mood. And I feel that I kind of live a wizardly life to an extent. That's just my personal preference. And if you want to, I can create a video talking about how I feel, why I feel that way. So I have one more book to show you guys. I have not started reading this. This is the one that I think this is the one that I paid for. It was only $2.70. So, but it's Secrets of Gypsy Love Magic by Raymond Buckland. I found this. I cannot believe I found one of his books in the bookshop. I had to pick it up, even though it is love magic. And love magic can be used not just for finding love, but for keeping love, and also helpful tips and tricks on when love has ended. At least that's what I found in other love spell books that I've read. So yeah, those are the books that I wanted to show you guys. Now, as for ideas for future videos, I did a video for Witches of the Moon. If you do not know already, I am a host on Wednesdays for Witches of the Moon now for the rest of the season, and hopefully I'll stay a main host for next season. But if not, that's cool. Sub-hosting is always fun too. But now I am a host. My day is Wednesday, and this week we talked about different divination techniques, and I talked about crystal ball divination. I had a really good turnout and interest. I did say some verbiage that I probably shouldn't have. I wasn't thinking at the time, and I wanted to remake that video with the correct use of the phrase and not anything interracial slur. I did not mean that in any way, shape, or form. And I really don't have an excuse. That's just what popped into my mind, and I said it. I should have thought about it differently. But with that being aside, I do want to create or recreate a video on how to use a crystal ball, how to take care of it, how to charge it, how to consecrate it, and how to get it ready for use and how to use it. So that's one of the videos, maybe a series of videos that I do. They're coming up. Let's see. Another one I was talking about using fans in magic. The Chinese or Japanese fan, using that in magic. Um, if you guys have any ideas, I can't think of anything else. My mind's going blank. I'm tired setting in. If you guys have any ideas for videos that you would like to see me do, or see me record, or see me talk about, that's better to say, please leave them in the comment section below, or send me a message on YouTube, or however you see fit, and I'll definitely I love the topics that I get from others. Um, so yeah, and with that, I am actually going to end because it's gone almost 22 minutes. So so yeah, I hope you guys have, since it's Friday, I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. And until next time, many blessings, and I'll see you guys later.